look at that picture of Coach Cal. Kentucky fans, maybe you should follow his lead there. Just cover up your eyes for a second because these numbers aren't good. They're 5-10 right now, on pace to be their third worst record over the past century and the worst since 1923, guys. That is ugly. BPI does not give this year's team much of a chance to turn it around either, projecting a final record of 9-16. It sounds strange to say. Seth Greenberg from College Game Day joining us now on SportsCenter. We don't often talk about Kentucky in that way. So specifically, let's talk about how Kentucky and Duke played down the stretch last night. Seth, what stood out to you?
Well, first of all, that look right there, that's why I'm talking to you guys right now, because I had to look like that too often. But when you look at the end of games for both of these teams, let's take Duke first. I thought Duke, right now, they've found an identity down the stretch. Matthew Hurt and Jalen Johnson, they took over the game. If you think about it, at the end of this game, they scored 9 of the last 15 points for Duke. They played through Jalen Johnson. He delivered. You could put him in isolation. He can drive it. He can get to the line. And then Matthew Hurt using his 6'9" frame to shoot over people. To me, Duke starting to find themselves, getting an identity at the end of the game to finish a game. Their guard play needs to improve. On the other hand, Kentucky, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jamal Murray, they're not walking through that door. Their guard play is horrific. They have no one who can get by anyone. You think about the end of the game, who do you play through? I don't know. And John Calipari doesn't know either. And it's not just defensively, it's offensively as well. They don't get stops, they don't guard the ball, and they don't have anyone to play through at the end of a game.
Kentucky, by the way, playing number 5 Texas next, so it's not getting any easier. But hey, they're on a little bit of a roll, right? In the wrong way. Seth, hang tight. Matt has much more on these two programs.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite things we're going to do today because we look back at the absurd talent both of these Blue Bloods have had. 2013, Kentucky with what was considered one of the best classes of all time, led by Julius Randle. That Duke class, of course, included Jabari Parker. 2014, Duke #1 in recruiting, Jahlil Okafor, Tyus Jones, Justice Winslow, and Grayson Allen. Kentucky #2 with Karl Anthony Towns, Devin Booker, among others. Then in 15, Duke again #1, Kentucky again #2. Coach K brought in Brandon Ingram to lead the Blue Devils class, Jamal Murray, the standout for Cal's Wildcats. Kentucky then reclaimed the recruiting throne in 2016. Listen to this: Bam Adebayo, De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk in that class. Duke had 5 top 100 recruits, Jason Tatum the best of them. Coach K and the Blue Devils then back on top in the 2017 recruiting rankings. Marvin Bagley III, Wendell Carter. Kentucky had to settle for second best, led by Kevin Knox, P.J. Washington. You just heard Coach bring him up, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Then in 18, no surprises, 1 and 2 again, Duke at the top spot. Zion, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish, maybe the greatest of all time. Kentucky cleaned up pretty well too. You know you have a good class when your lowest rated recruit is Tyler Hero. And those great recruits have typically translated to success on the court, and why wouldn't they? Since 2013 and 14, both teams have made it to the tournament every year it's been held. Duke a top 3 seed 5 times, Kentucky 3 times. The Wildcats have actually made more Elite 8 appearances, 4-3, but Coach K has the title from 15. But right now, though, they can't set their sights too far ahead. Neither team is even in the tournament picture, according to Joe Lunardi, bracketologist. Seth, back with us. Look, this year's recruiting class is no different. Kentucky had the #1 ranked class. Duke had the #2 ranked class. However, we're not seeing the results as I just detailed there a second ago. Why?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. First, this summer, they didn't have a normal summer. The hardest thing when you go from high school to college is you got to understand how to work hard, how to be a good teammate, how to play with other good players. Because of COVID, we didn't have the same opportunity, these players, to work on their games, to do the work in the summer to get ready for the season. #2, because of COVID, no exhibition games, no scrimmages, no guarantee games to gain that confidence you need. And #3, these guys just aren't as good. These players aren't at the level of the ones you just mentioned. They're nice players, they're good prospects, they have a chance to develop. Physically, they're not mature. Emotionally, they're not mature. You know, one of the things when you come to college is you're going to face some adversity. And right now, this group is not physically, mentally, or emotionally tough enough nor talented enough to make that transition. Good players, good prospects. And remember one thing, the guys that you just mentioned, they are the very, very best of the best. The players that are playing on Duke and on Kentucky right now, they're not Devin Booker. They're not Malik Monk. They're not Bam Adebayo. They're good prospects. You know, high school kids watch college basketball and they think that transition's easy because some have made it look easy. But you know what? Especially in the COVID environment with no summer, no exhibition games, no guarantee games, it's pretty tough because in the end, you got to get it done on the court. If you don't, you get exposed. And this group of freshmen have gotten exposed. Now, I do think Jalen Johnson started to take that next step forward. I'm not sure who on Kentucky is taking that next step forward. Their guard play is horrific. And if you think about John Calipari, when was the last time you could say their guard play is horrific?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.